Alright guys, today I got a little bit different style of video I'm going to do today. Today I want to talk, as you guys know, me and Z-Boy are kind of really close. And Z-Boy just released a San Francisco Niners scheme, and one of his first schemes was a New England Patriots scheme. So I just got an idea that popped in my head because I remember he mentioned some stuff out of San Fran that he didn't really like, and that's actually some of the stuff that I really do like. So to give you guys the most elite tip you can get, the plan for me is I'm gonna just kind of try and touch base on some of the stuff that Z-Boy may have missed, and that way you'll get the whole playbook broken down. I mean, he probably broke down some formations I don't really personally like, and I'm probably gonna break down formations he doesn't really personally like, and that's fine. You know what? You know, there's gonna be maybe 200 people view this video. If not more. And out of those 200 people, I'm pretty sure not everybody's going to want to run, you know, certain plays. So what I'm trying to do with this is not to take a shot at Z-Boy. This is not designed to one-up him. This is definitely not designed to take his scheme. This is simply designed to give you an alternative to look at different playbooks in different ways. You may look at it the way I look at it. You may not, and that's perfectly okay. I just want to give you guys options, and that's all it's about. And I'm going to show you my audibles for the Patriots playbook, and then I'm going to go over that in this video, and then the next one I'll go over San Fran. So really quickly, I'm going to set them real quick. My main audible is this deuce swing is phenomenal. I'm going to make this counter my main L1 audible, and then real quickly I'm going to run through, and this is designed for my Patriot scheme here. The way I do it is you want to go ahead and put this pass FL screen in here as your R1 audible, because that's your run to the right, because your quick audible down is a pretty explosive run to the right side of the field. You've seen, if you watch Twitter, you've seen Gibbs, Farrells, Ryan Dykes run that run, and it is very effective. Here you have a tight pair. The only problem with this formation is, again, it doesn't have a stretch run. It has PA spot, but again, I mean, it's just not the best that you can get. It's not the best that you can get, so I'm not gonna put that in Audible. But and again, if you guys watch my Audible breakdown, you know, I went over a ton of content in that, in the fact that Patriots drag is gonna be our man beater, FL screen is gonna be our quick pass, L1 is gonna be our running formation, and then we're gonna get a zone beater here real quick, and then we're gonna have a mini scheme as well, like a little mini scheme for you. What I do for zone beating purposes, I come out in the bunch and I'll do I either use the halfback slip screen or the bunch trail. I know Z would probably want to use that bunch trail because I know he's big on that, but me personally, I like the screen. And then the other audible is just a scheme. If you want to have another scheme in your audibles, basically something to go to once they've figured out your basics. And if you've watched Z-Boy, he's big on gun ace, coming out in gun ace. But I personally like the audible 2 gun ace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the gun ace, and I'm pretty sure it's the FL screen. I think you have to set that as your audibles. Okay. So here's the audible setup, and then I'm going to talk about basics of offense and what you can do with the New England Patriots playbook. The New England Patriots playbook is probably the biggest playbook in the game. If you guys know Zan, I know he did a breakdown on this formation. And then you got single back bunch, you got ace pair twins, which is one of my personal favorites this year. Actually, it's my personal favorite of all time. And then you got this deuce wing, and I'm going to talk about this deuce wing real quick. And we're just going to go over this formation. And your L1 audible, again, that's your counter, and then your run audible down is your off tackle to the right. So it's kind of an inside, more of an inside base run. But you can run it both ways, and again, you could flip these plays, so you can run the counter right or the counter left. You just flip it at the play call. There's no tell. And again, the same thing with the inside run. So now, again, just like our Houston scheme, you have a run right and a run middle, a run left and a run middle, and you don't tell at all by flipping the play at all. Okay? So I just wanted to go over that real quick, just to get that away. I actually just bumped it. But the base formation that I'm going to talk about, I like the trips tight end personally. there's different base formations for every team. Again, for the Packers, I would suggest coming out empty ace Patriots. If I was, I mean, you can come out in this play. You can come out and curl flats. You can come out in really anything you want personnel-wise. You just have to understand your audibles. But I'm going to go over trips tight. What I'm going to go over in this video is I'm going to go over trips tight end, normal wise slot, and empty ace Patriot, just for my personal favorites. And my base play from the trips tight end is your drive post. And we'll go over why in a second. You see you have this play, and then you have this quick audible up, and that's going to be like a kind of a slant out to Gronkowski. Here, I'll show you real quick. You see how he's going to slant out, and he's going to beat man coverage every time. Then our deep pass audible here is a vertical, or it's a smash kind of thing. It's like a PA scissors kind of thing. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Gronk and streak him, or wheel Radley and drag Edelman. And I'm going to take Ridley and move him, motion him out, and snap the ball once he sets. And as you see, I can kind of get this pass lead over there to Gronk. That's a concept that's been working all year. I think Gibbs is actually the one who initiated it. I know he did it from strong close. I've been looking for ways to do it out of other formations. So there's that. And then this audible here is a bubble screen. And what I like to do is I like to turn it into a running back screen, like most people. And I'll just drag or streak Welker. And then you're just going to throw it here. It's a little shovel pass. You get a crack back block. If they're playing coverage D or they're heavy blitzing, no flat defender, that's going to be open a lot. Your run audible down is a power run. But the main play, again, from this formation is going to be this drive post. Because I'm going to tell you right now, snap, throw. What you want to do is, if you go to practice mode, just labbing this. If you're labbing this in practice mode right now, I want you to go on practice mode. I want you to call 2 minute under, and then I want you to snap, and I want you to throw the ball to square. Like, just as soon as you get the ball in your hands, throw it. As you see how he kind of, the defender just does not play it. You kind of have to use your defend this route. It's not going to get pressed because it's on the left side of the field if you're on PS3. If you're on Xbox, you got to be a little more careful. And if you are on Xbox, you're just going to make a different first read. If you're on Xbox, your first read is going to be this running back route here. Okay, but what I like to do is I like to glance left, see if they're using, and if they're not, I throw this route. Okay, you just got to trust the route. Okay. Now, if they are using to the user, I look left and I come back right instantly and hit Ridley because they're going to have the user both those routes. That's why this play is so effective. They look, and then they're not there, and then you got Ridley there. For some reason, he keeps dropping it, but that's just the name of the game. And then now they're not using that route, they're using Ridley, so now you can throw Lloyd. It's a pass lead to the inside if you're late. So if you're reading Ridley first, then you're going to make that pass lead to Lloyd, so you're going to have to pass lead inside. But you see, if you wait, you see how when he comes back, you can kind of get caught up in that flat zone. Whereas if it's a snap and throw, then it's less likely for that to happen. Like, for example, here, he's not going to get out there. So that's why I personally make it my first read. But the only thing is, if there's a flat defender, so say they call like a cover 2, because that will press on PlayStation 3 if they don't baseline it. They just call stock cover 2, no baseline, no adjustments. You see how he kind of presses it, but again, he gets underneath then, so you're still good. You just go back to the right, then come back. So you go left, right, then back to the right, or back to the left, I mean. So basically, you're going to read this. What you're going to do is you're going to take this route. Let me just show you. You're going to look to throw it here, and then once you don't see that, then you're coming over here. By the time you read here, he's going to be about here, and then that's when he's basically a drag route now. So 1, 2, and then 3. So now you got a 2-window route to Lloyd. Okay? So basically going away from Lloyd now and going down to Wes Welker, or to the drag, I mean, you see how this drag is going to come across like that, and then he's going to get a block. That's your check down. If they're in a zone coverage, and they use that route, and then you miss Ridley, then you have this drag over here. And you actually do have the drag against man as well. What you can do with it is you can motion snap it after 2 steps. So 1, 2, and then snap. And as you see, he kind of roasts his man defender, which is very good. It really makes this formation all that much more effective. Again, just motioning after 2 steps. And the defender kind of just does not play him right. And that's just the way Madden works. So again, one more time, I want to show you this drag because this is actually really cool. Even against zone, he's going to be open. So he'll be open against any coverage, really, if they have the user guarded. Now, say they're user jumping Edelman, then the next read is now to Wes Welker. I actually hit that late. His post route's a little bit different than an average post, I think. At least I think it is. If it's not, it doesn't really matter. It still works. They just work the same. They work off each other. So you're going to pass lead down into the inside to Welker. So down to the inside. Wow. They dragged it. But it's the concept that I know Z-Boy's big on this year is the drag streak combo. And Welker is basically the streak in this. And if they jump the drag, you see how we have that open up. And then again, against man coverage, say for whatever reason Edelman does not get separation. Well, now you're going to have Welker with a pass lead down to the inside like that. He's going to get wide open. 1 second here, guys. I'm going to get Smith out of the way because no one's going to put a hook there. They're going to put him in a purple. That's what everyone does this year. 2 men under purples, not hooks. So here you got him. And you see how he gets a lot more separation than an average post route will. And then you also have... so basically, here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Your first read, again, is the snap throw to Lloyd. Your second read is then to Ridley. Then you go back to Lloyd. Then you go to Edelman. Then you go to Gronkowski. And then you go to Welker. It's a lot of reads, but it makes this play very effective. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, not there. Okay, I got Welker. It's just a lot of reads, guys. I'm actually going to run the play real quick. Not even talking. I'm just going to run the play. And as you see, I have this route. So, again, this play is going to really cause a lot of problems for your opponent. And a lot of things you can do, guys. You can do so much with hot routes this year, especially out of a trips set. One of my favorite hot route combinations is a fade, a drag, and a zig. And I like to motion snap the zig after... actually, let me redo that. Streak Welker, drag Lloyd, and zig Edelman. And again, motion snap Edelman after 2 steps. And your first read is your streak here. You see the streak's going to get a lot of separation against zone defenses, especially, but even against man, he'll get some separation. So here you go. And then they're going to pick each other off, and the zig's going to be wide open. So if you call a 2-man under, and now you're going to be attacking more or less. Here you're more or less attacking the outside. So motion him in, and he comes out, and then that dude just sits there. So now you have a lot of separation there. Things you can do with that. And then again, you can like look at your tight end here. You see that you can have that streak as well. So 2 streaks, a drag, and a zig. A very effective hot route combination this year, especially this year, guys. So 2 streaks and a zig and a drag. And here's a zone. Pass it to the inside on the streaks. Click on, make a catch. And then this bubble screen is actually really cool because you could pass it to Welker like that, and if there's no flat defender, it could work really well. Another thing you can do, if you have a mobile quarterback, you could like run to the right like that. I know Relly, if you go to MaddenUniverse.com, he did a breakdown on this kind of similar concept to this, where taking the ball immediately from the snap and then just running out of the pocket. So basically, Brady's not a good example, but real quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag Welker. This is basically his setup, I think. It's something like this. Basically just everyone going to the right side of the field. And then slide protecting opposite. And then taking the ball and just running. Against a man coverage look. So, if you're using a mobile quarterback, that's something you could wriggle in. Something else you can actually bump to play here. Pats will drag. One of the best plays in the game this year. Let me reset the play. Next thing I want to talk about is the bubble screen again, and something else you can do out of it. You can drag Gronk, and you can put Ridley here. Now you have 3 different screen reads. You see they blitzed me here, so now I have Welker. And then you have a couple of other things you can do. So you could also run out to the right side of the pocket, so you want to slide to the right. So you could run, act like you're running right, and then throw a pass lead down, and you could get Gronkowski open. Just a lot of things you can really get creative with this bubble screen play. And you see the heavy blitz like this. You can throw one like this. Now you have 5 people over there. You have the numbers game 1, especially if they blitz you like that. Again, here you see to the running back now. You're getting more people over there to block for him, and you're going to get a consistent 3 to 5, maybe 7-yard gain. It's a nice little wrinkle. It's an annoying play to defend, guys. It really is, especially with your rollout here. The threat of a rollout is so good, so ideal. So basically, imagine the Niners running this play, and Welker being Ted Ginn, Gronkowski being Vernon Davis, Ridley being Gore and Michael James, and Brady being Kaepernick. Now you kind of have to respect the fact that you're going to have to respect the quarterback rollout to the right. As you see here, even Brady's going to get some yardage. So, a ton you can do with this bubble screen. Don't take it for granted. It is in your quick audibles. So might as well go over it. Then we'll throw it one more time, and we'll get off that kick of the bubble screen. You see the corner blitz now. I got this. And it's a fun play. It really is. It's a really fun play to run. This pat slant. All I do is I take Lloyd, put him on an out route, and then basically, again, motion snap after 2 steps. My first read's the slant out, right there. And if that's not there, then I'll come back across the field to the out route, which I know will be open against any coverage in the game, unless they do some kind of cover 2 sink look, which in that case I could hit the flat if I really wanted to hit the flat. And if you can't put him on a 10 now, then go ahead and put him on a curl. But out routes again, and Z Files goes over why out routes are more effective, which they really are, guys. It's just the way it is this year. Out routes are so much more effective than curls this year, just because an out route you can turn probably a 20-yard gain out of an out route, whereas a curl is a consistent 10. So that's how I really run that play. That's all I really do. I read Gronk, and then I go back across the out route. If that's not there, then I go back to the drag. But most of the time, Gronkowski is going to be wide open. And it's a nice little mix into the usual this setup where you're streaking Gronk. The deep pass audible is a smash. Again, all I'm going to do is drag Edelman and motion him in. And most of the time, Welker is the first. Actually, he may not be the first read in this play. Let me check. Let me look at the play again. See how you have those 2 blue routes? I leave those. Or what you could also do is put Ridley on a standard blue route like that. And he's going to release at the same time as Gronk. Or not at the same time as Gronk, actually. Gronk releases late. So, real quick, one more time. You can turn this into a screen to the right now with Edelman coming across. You can kind of turn that into a screen to one of those 2 flat routes. It works better when they're not blitzing you, because then they don't have to have a blitz pickup assignment. These here, they're going to be going to the same area. See here, and then you can maybe pick up a block or 2. And again, another play you can kind of wrinkle in here, but that's the 3rd read on this play. And the first read here is going to be Welker. So you're just going to look, and if Welker's in man coverage, pass it down to the outside, just like an out route. He'll be wide open. If you get a zone read, then your main read is just going to be your drag. That's just going to be cut and dry. This is more of a man-beating play. So you're just going to go right to the drag against a zone blitz or any kind of blitz, especially a zone. Now, your coverage D read again is your post here. Whoa, that would definitely want coverage D. But if they were to run a coverage D or some kind of max coverage situation where it was a man on the outside, he was manned up, back up, throw this post like so, and let the computer do it. Most times he'll get it. If you want a user catch that, you can, but if you don't feel confident, the computer usually does a fairly good job doing it for you. So that's all I really do from the trips tight end. If you come out and drive post every play, I'm gonna go over a couple other select plays from that formation real quick. You see this what is it called? You got the halfback, the slot swing. That's the play that really went over. So you watch that. If you go to MaddenUniverse.com, just check his breakdown on how to run that play. HB angle is a play that you can kind of use. I don't really use it that much, but the slot screen is what I like to do here. And this is actually kind of slept on in this game. Basically, it's just a screen route. And I like to flat Ridley to the left here. As you see, if they cover the screen, then you have Ridley over here. So it's a two-man read, basically, is what it is. And if they're in zone, you're going to go to Welker. If they're in man, you're going to go to Ridley. So this time they're in man. So we go right to Ridley here, and you're going to get a huge gain. And I'm telling you guys, this screen is ridiculous, because what you can do is, if you see them run over with their user defender, pass lead down to the inside, this fade. Oh, shoot, that was weird. You want to pass lead down and to the inside, so about 4 o'clock to Lloyd. And just, you want to kind of do that swivel animation that I talked about in the breakdown of user catching. Not getting it right. Hold on. You may not even have to do it on this route. Actually, no, you don't. You just kind of throw it. But if you guys know Calvin County, go over to his channel and you can check out his fade tutorial. I'm not really good at it yet, but he talks about kind of user catching that stuff, and he's big on fades this year, just standard stock goal line fades like that. But me, I like to use them if you get a look like this. Basically, what this is going to mean is, where the coverage is backed off like that. Now this is a look where you could throw it, because pass it to the outside and there's just no one there. So it's basically like a back shoulder throw, back shoulder fade. But the thing I really want to talk about is Gronk's route is beautiful. As you see, it takes a quick cut and then pass lead. It screams pass lead to me, and pass lead inside. It's a lot better than a streak, and it's a lot better than a fade in my personal opinion, because the cut is so much sharper. Here I pass lead to the inside again, and you can just pass lead just all day. And against kind of like a cover 1, if they have this, yeah, like a cover 1 or a cover 0, you're just gonna lob that at 10 yards. So lob up and just click on, and he's gonna use or catch that every single time. Okay, so that's all I do from this. This is a wrinkle in, and it's a really good wrinkle in. For a little wrinkle, this play is really good. Believe me, this play is very annoying. If you want to go to something on like a 3rd and 2, in there you see Z-Boy getting on here. I'd like to get some games, and we haven't talked to him in a while, unfortunately. But as you see, there's that play. So basically, that's the basics of this formation. I'm just gonna run through the rest of it. The gun ace FL screen. All you're gonna do is put Ridley on a wheel or a flat, whatever you want. And then again, you could put Gronk on an out route or a fade pattern. I like to do the fades because I like to user catch them, as I went over in another video. But you see, that's the FL screen. It's just a simple blitz beating concept that people use every single day. And I like to go double fades on the outside with an extra blocker from Edelman. And just kind of just make a quick read. And that's all I really do from FL screen. There's other things you can do with it, but I think Z-Boy's spent a lot of time on gun ace. And this is kind of a combo scheme, or he's giving you his take, I'm giving you mine. So I'm not going to go over that. Deep pass, again, he broke this down exhaustively. So I'm not going to go over that. This play right here, again, all I personally do is zig Brandon Lloyd, and I like to put Ridley on a streak. And what that's going to do is it's going to take and allow you to now throw this post route. As you see, it's going to be a drag streak combo from a different play, a different actual play. So, and then the run audible down is the draw, which is beautiful. You just want to slide protect onto which side you want to run it. And you want to run it like an off tackle, guys. I'm telling you right now, that's the most effective way I've found to run the draw this year. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to go over from the FL screen is what I like to do is I'll audible to this formation here. And then you also have this play, this quick fast audible up slants. What I like to do from this is I'll put circle on an out route, and then I'll run the left side like that, and I'll just make a curl flat read left, and then if it's man I go to the right, if it's left I go to the over zone I go to the left. But one thing I like to do out of gun ace, I like to audible to it like I'm running my standard stuff, and then check down into the counter. And it's just very quick transition, and then snap. So very quick transitions, and that's exactly what we want. Now, while I'm on the while I'm talking about that, let's just go over the next formation that you're going to do. Swing again, the FL screen. That's your kind of mini scheme. That's the second thing, the second phase to this. Again, slants. Went over that in every other formation. Again, this is all I do. I run this like this and exactly like this, and I read my 2 flat routes quick. If it's man, I go to the right and hit the out route. Okay. Now let's go over the. I ran over the run left, run up and down. Let's go over the play action audible. And you see, this play action audible is not really that great, but what we can do with it is we can go ahead and if we really want, turn it into a basic concept that Z-Boy goes over, and we could run that. But I personally just stick to this FL drag, or what is it called? The FL drag clear out, and this is a stock play. All I do is this. And when I compare, really the only adjustment I make is I flat route Woodley. The first read is going to be the Dino route to Gronk. As you see, that's going to have to be user guarded. He's going to go right into it. I guess Cover 2 Sync could play it decently, but I'm not sure on that. I just personally know that that's almost always open for me. Okay, next play. Next read on this play is the 2 seam passes. These are very easy to pass lead them. Again, just pass lead away from the defender and they'll get wide open. So that's in essence what I do from Do Swing. Another dude that you might hit up from Do Swing is Rdikes or Ryan Dykes from MaddenTips.com on their forums. Hit him up, and he's really big on the Do Swing. I think he actually made that his official, quote-unquote official scheme. And that's what he runs, and he runs Do Swing, and he runs it very well. I think he does a lot of streaks to the halfback out of Do Swing. It's very effective. And he was actually considering running that in Vegas, so hit him up on his Patriots scheme, or his Do Swing scheme. The slip screen, I run it stock. I make no adjustments at all, and I just make a quick read. Whether I want to throw the flat left or flat right, it's just a simple mix-up play. I don't really ever run the screen. I just have it in there. What I would also maybe consider doing is dragging Gronk. But now I have curl flat concept, and then I also have this drag route, and I could turn him into basically a delayed screen, as you see with a pass lead at 6 o'clock. Okay. The next thing I want to go over is the quick audibles. You guys go back and watch my bunch breakdown, where I went over the bunch play action post, and that's exactly how I'm going to run this play. PA post here. I run it the same way I've ran it all year. Spacing again the same way I've done it all year, just like this right here. That's the setup. I drag left, wheel, and then streak that curl. The verticals, same setup as all year, except this time what I've actually been doing lately is flatting Ridley here to make another flat route, and then dragging Welker. And that's all I do from that. I just make my quick reads. If it's a heavy zone, I'll just throw this drag. Even though you could probably fit the vertical route in every single time, but you know what? You don't want to throw a route all game because eventually you're going to get taken down. And the only thing else from this formation is the quick audible down, which is the draw. Okay, so there's that. And then patchable drag. People have gone over this all year. Personally, a lot of people like to do these streaks. What I like to do is I like to do dual drags. That's my personal opinion. They're going to beat zone coverage every time, and then the wheel routes are going to beat the man coverage. You have to work on your pass leads to these wheel routes. You want to pass lead at probably 9. If you're going to the left, you're basically going to pass lead to the inside. So basically, if you're throwing it to the right side, you're going to pass lead at 9 o'clock. Or on the left side, you're going to pass lead at 3 o'clock. You don't have to leave the wheels. And maybe I potentially could streak Edelman, but I really do. I am big on the dual drags, but that's just me. Your quick audible up is this stick route. Again, I smart route the curls and drag them. You will have seen that from my Texan cross breakdown. Bench, all I do is the dual streak, the standard bench. It's really hard to defend, guys. Don't knock this play. It's one of the best plays every year, and it will always be one of the best plays in the game. It's very difficult to defend. It's very repetitive, but it's very effective. And then last but not least, we have the play action audible, which is this PA right receiver cross, and that route to Edelman is the same route from jet slot post. It's going to kill man coverage. Let's just go over if they're in cover 0 real quick what I'm going to be doing. I like to block Ridley just for added protection, but you're just going to throw Edelman with the pass lead to the outside. and he's gonna, most of the time he'll make that catch for you, especially if you go over this depth chart breakdown, which I'm actually gonna go over in 1 second. One other thing on Patriots Drag, hit up Forward Progress Madden or Zan's channel, and I know he did a breakdown on Patriots Drag before this year even started. Really, one of his first videos was on Patriots Drag, and that's because of this right here. The seam routes are just, or the 2 streaks are very effective, and one of the things that in Vegas I saw a lot of this, and I'm not gonna lie, this is basically people running this all game. So there's Patriots Drag for you, and it's a really good man beater because, number 1, nobody's pressable, and number 2, the wheel routes, once you learn how to throw the wheel routes, which will take some time, but you should learn how to throw them anytime, they're going to beat every coverage of the game. Unless it's like they're going to beat every man coverage and most zone coverages. And then the 2 streaks add to it, make it more deadly. Me personally, I like the crossing routes just as a quick read. And I like quick reads. I've always liked that. But if you don't, that's fine. But again, here's 2 men under. I'm going to pass this at 9 o'clock. And as you see, if I click on, if you watch Z-Boy's user catching inside wheels video, because I'm not going to personally go over it if it's already out there. So that's what I try to not go over repetitive for you guys. But you can check that video out at his channel if you want to figure out how to user catch these. But that's how you make that effectively an effective man beater. So this is basically what I do from the Patriots playbook. If you guys want another little breakdown on the Patriots playbook, you can check out my Coffee with Cody session when I did a Coffee with Cody on the Patriots 5 wide. And I went over our spread feel, talked about a lot of stuff with their 5 wide. So here I'm just going to message Z-Boy, see what's up, and see where he's been. But that's basically what I do for the Patriots playbook. And real quick, I want to go over our depth chart breakdown. So really quick, if you see where Welker and Edelman are, that's important. We need to know where they go. When we go to gun A's, you see that Edelman and Lloyd become tight ends. So that needs to be a good blocker, because when we go down to the running set, they're going to be our tight ends, our lead blockers. So our 2 best blockers need to be them, because they're going to be our main blockers for our running set. So Edelman and Lloyd need to be Hernandez and Gronkowski, or in the Niners case, Crabtree and Davis. So I'm going to set a depth chart real quick for the Patriots. Jeff Demps is always my starter personally, but I'm going to leave Welker here. I'm going to put Lloyd at the starting tight end slot just for scheme reasons. It's not because I actually want him to go to tight end. I just want him to be at that position for a couple reasons, and I'll go over that in a minute. And then your backup would be Edelman, Branch, and Lloyd. So if I come out, you see how he's at this tight end now. So now that user catch route to him, where you just pass lead, it's a lot more effective because he has a high catch and traffic rating versus Welker, who's more of a route runner. And again, now we get him in a slot screen. You know, that's a good place for him to be. And then now you see on the outside we have Gronk and Hernandez. So here, the fade route. So I mean, just a ton of pluses there. And then we go to Patriots Drag. You see Welker's going to be on a wheel route, and Lloyd's going to be on a wheel route, and those 2 guys are going to be on the inside, which is optimal personnel. And again, you have the flat streak, you know, and then eventually if you really want to hot route a drag combo, personally, you know, if you want to run it like this, or you know what you could also do, since they're tight end, you could slant one of them, and they're going to kill their man coverage. So, but that's the basics of the Patriots playbook my way. Check out Z-Boy's channel if you want to see his breakdown. Check out our Rdikes Channel. I'll leave links to both of those, and Zan's channel in the description. And check out the next video where I'm going to go over the Patriots scheme. That's actually one that I'm going to be doing a lot for, because Patriots, or the Niners playbook, was actually a playbook that I was really big on in the beginning of the year, and I actually really do still love it. I just found some other stuff that I personally have just been working on for the site, or not the site, but the channel, and schemes and stuff. So I'm trying to go through other playbooks, but by far, in my opinion, the Niners playbook is by far one of the best playbooks and most underrated playbooks in the game. So we'll be going over that next video. Thanks guys for watching, and check out Z-Boy's channel, check out Rdikes Channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more videos, and check out the old videos because that's a ton of content in there, and it actually is very important to understand where I'm coming from on some of my when I speed through certain plays. It's because I've already gone over those. I've spent the time on that. So, and I don't want it to be like an hour and a half video. I want it to be 30 minutes, maybe tops, maybe 50. But anyway, also I know a lot of guys have. I just want to touch on this real quick. A lot of guys have talked about wanting me to be get an HD PVR, and what I've decided to do is I'm going to write an ebook or a guide, basically, just a guide, a written guide on my favorite offense, the playbook in the game, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be about $5, so it's very cheap, and I'm going to give you, it's going to update. So basically, as I find new stuff from that playbook, I'm going to update it, and I'm going to give you every single play that I know, and it's going to be an offense and a defense. So it's going to be $5 for the offense and $5 for the defense. And once I figure out how to set all that up, if you guys have any help on how to figure out how I can make, I have a PayPal account, but I don't know how to get you guys, how to get your payment to go through. So if you guys have any suggestions on that, just hit me up via email. I'll leave my email in the description as well. But the purpose of me selling these ebooks is not so I can get rich. All it's going to be purposely for is basically what I want to do is I want to get an HD PVR, and this is going to go to the funding to get an HD PVR and maybe a couple of new things for the channel, stuff that I can use to give back to you guys. So basically you're in essence supporting yourself if you support me, is what I'm trying to do. This is not ill-willed or anything like that. I'm not going to take the money and go buy a cheeseburger or a Happy Meal. I'm going to I'm going to take the money and I'm going to put it towards you guys. I'm going to put it towards the channel, put it towards the content, and that's basically all. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. And that's coming up. I'll have those ebooks out. Let's see, today's the 14th. I'll have these e-guides or ebooks written and uploaded by the 21st. So if you guys want to pre-order that, you can go ahead. And if you pre-order, what I might do, if you pre-order, I might give you some gameplay footage. So I'm actually going to get that figured out within the next couple days. You'll hear from me. I'm going to have a video up tomorrow at least, explaining my plan for the payment, and then I'll have a sign-up sheet, and then you can go through and I'll figure out how to get everything set up today because I'm off work. At the weekend coming up, I got some time. On Sunday, maybe I can get some stuff organized. So be expecting to be able to be buying these by Sunday. This video will go up today on Friday, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Make sure you you give back to your loved ones on Valentine's Day. It's important to have a day a year where you can just sit back and say, I appreciate you being in my life. So I just wanted to touch base on that too. I wanted to remind everybody of that. Again, tell your friends to subscribe if they haven't already, because we're going to be bringing a lot of stuff over the next couple weeks. And I see this channel really being growing really rapidly. And again, I want the channel to be something that is effective and useful to the Madden community, and that's all it really is. It's all it's designed to be, to give you guys an insight into what I see in the game, and in my opinion. Again, the ebook is not designed for me to get rich. It's just designed for me to make the channel a little better. That's the only reason I'm selling it, because as you know, I've basically given out a ton of free content, and in my personal scheme, I've given that out for free. So but anyway, enough of that. Enough of the channel update. I'll let you guys get out of here. Again, happy Valentine's Day. Let your loved ones know you care about them. And hope you enjoyed this Patriot scheme. And we'll be back tomorrow with a... hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with the ebook sign-up thing where you can pre-order, as well as a video on the Niners playbook. So appreciate you guys checking it out. Check out Z-Boy's channel. Check out Zan's. And check out Rdikes Channel. And keep laughing, guys. Thanks.